going to talk about the tropics. We're on day 4 of hurricane season, almost done with our first week here. Craig, what kind of stuff are we looking at?
So for the Atlantic Basin, things are actually looking pretty good for us. We can go ahead and take Max 1. We will get into the tropical update. Remember, hurricane season started June 1. Here we are, the 4th day of June. So we're just tiptoeing into it. And fortunately, here on the Atlantic side, as we check things out, we're still in really good shape. Of course, the peak of the season comes that first week of September, right around September 10th. I've got the color-enhanced satellite images offshore, that area of low pressure out here. That is not a tropical system. This area right here spinning along, that's the area of low pressure that really cranked up the winds across our area. You know, we had the winds coming in. That's why they were so strong. But now that it's pulling farther away, we're in better shape. And that area is associated with some frontal boundaries. So that is not a tropical system at all. What you have in the central and western parts of the Gulf, basically clear skies. The convection that you are seeing here in the eastern part of the Gulf, this area, we do still keep an eye to showers and storms clusters here, but it's not showing any signs of development. As we take a look down here across the Caribbean, things are also looking really good right now. Most of the Caribbean in great shape. You can see the mainly clear conditions. A little bit of convection down here in the western parts of the Caribbean, but nothing showing signs of development. And finally, the rest of this region looking really good. This is the main development region for our Cape Verde systems. You take a look out here towards Cabo Verde and these islands. Sometimes we get lows coming off the coast of Africa that develop later in the season. It's a little early for that. It's not that time of the hurricane season. That typically happens later July into August. But for now, we'll keep an eye to everything. I am happy to report there are no tropical developments expected over the next 7 days. So that's all good. As we turn our attention to the Eastern Pacific, different story here, guys. This is what we want to zoom into because there is the potential for development with these areas right in here. You see this south of San Salvador. Here, of course, the Nicaraguan coastline. It's been this area we've been monitoring, and we're now watching another area out here. Both of these areas will require some consideration here over the coming days. I'll come back to them in a moment. I want to let you know about Amanda. Here's Amanda spinning, and you might think, okay, we got a couple of clusters here. I don't have the entire satellite set up across the entire Pacific, but from this one, just to show you the location relative to Hawaii, you're still looking at 1,500 miles to 1,600 miles away from Hawaii. So this is not a threat. Again, clusters of showers and storms down to the south. This one, too, far away down here. And neither one of these systems, this one not posing any threat to Hawaii either at this time. So what we're going to do is take a look at our chances of development. First of all, we have the area near Nicaragua, 50% chance over the next 7 days, a 70% chance for that other area. It's even more likely. So look at this activity in the eastern part of the Pacific. This area that I just showed you, Amanda, right now you can see Amanda has winds of 40 miles per hour. It may get a little more intense over the next 18 hours, ramping up to maybe 50 or 55 miles per hour. But then it's expected to weaken into the weekend. So Saturday back to 45, 35 on Sunday, and we'll see the wind speeds down eventually maybe 30 or 25 miles per hour, weakening as we go into the early part of next week. So the good news, guys, while there's a lot of stuff starting to happen in the Eastern Pacific, nothing is of great threat to U.S. interests. Of course, Central American coastlines and the Mexican coastline on the southwest side. We'll want to watch that if storms do develop. Could be some heavy rain, some flooding issues there. But for now, we're doing okay.
That is great news. It's always fascinating to me to think of a hurricane just raging out in the middle of open waters that'll never touch land.
Yeah.
A tree falls in the woods type of situation.
So it is interesting, and I'll just come back to something real quick here, Connor, just to show you this. Let me come back over to the satellite images, and I'm going to expand this. You guys are getting to see all of this in real time. But basically what I wanted to show you with this is that this thing, while it's out there, you're going, okay, well, gosh, it looks like it's bearing down on, Hawaii. Think about how far that is, 1,500 miles away. So this is not something that is super crazy, that's bearing down on the island. That is good news. I'm going to switch up the satellite here, just give you a quick peek at the entire global satellite. That's what I wanted to do. And we'll switch that up. And I'm going to stop it here. We'll go to now. And now you see all the satellites all the way across the entire ocean. This, by the way, this was a typhoon that passed just south of Japan there. This area spinning out here. This created remember the mudslides that were in Japan yesterday. So there were some bigger issues we've been reporting on. But basically, for our interests, we are in good shape, Connor. That's what I wanted to share with you.
And you said 1,500 miles from that storm activity to Hawaii. Just for a point of reference, it's about 1,600 miles from Virginia to Colorado.
Yeah,
so they are way out there. Yeah. Okay, we got our forecast. We got our tropics. Do we have a pickle cast all weekend? Good to get out there and pickle a little bit?
It's funny that you bring up the pickle cast. Sarah was thinking we were going to go to break. No, just because she's a producer, that's a great thought.
I thought that sign said pickle cast.
For those that care about pickleball as much as Sarah does, I was going to show her. I do, in fact, have a pickleball forecast that I put together this morning. Sarah, I know you want to see that, right? Winds are light, temperatures are comfortable. She's like, yes, Craig, please share that pickleball forecast. I have it coming up.
Craig's off the hook on this one. This is entirely my fault.
This is all me. This is what Connor gets for talking
Is this a real thing, or are you pulling our leg here?
Is this a real thing? Are you kidding me?
I didn't even know
this.
It's
the realest thing. Yeah.
Sarah, I promise I did not know a pickle cast existed. That was supposed to be a bit.
I can't believe that we got to go back, and I got it. Here it is. It took me forever to find it. Tanad, do you see that? Take a look. Let's go. The pickleball forecast for today. Upper 70s by noon, low 80s this afternoon, light east winds and east-northeast winds. Doesn't get any better, guys.
Again, I just want to state that I had no clue this existed. I was doing a bit that I thought would come and go rather quickly. This is a real pickle cast that actually exists.
I pulled this out. I put this together this morning. And yes, I will be playing pickleball
I'm so sorry,
later
Sarah.
this afternoon. Have you guys learned your lesson?
I can't believe this exists. That was great. That was an all-time. The pickle cast is in effect. That was an all-time live impact moment right there. I cannot believe that just happened. I see the 8-mile-per-hour winds. I've heard that you're actually a great wind player, so I think you're really going to do some work out there tonight.
You can play all day under 15 miles per hour.
There it is. Okay. Thank you, Craig. Craig Moeller, just elite. Just truly, just really reaching heights that we didn't even know existed.